Make sure you have your book and pen with you before we begin today's lesson. Yesterday we talked about few stuffs. We talked about few stuffs, logical functions in Excel. Right, today we are going to talk about logical functions in Excel. Before I do that, there's something that I haven't done. Uh, there's something I haven't done. Yeah, yes. Okay, I think we can begin now. Use of logical functions. to confirm if you guys can hear me. Good morning. Let's begin our work. Yesterday there was something I needed to cover. It was um, count count if and average if. Yes, that was something to be covered. Make sure you check out those videos, day one and day two. These are very important. Day one is about introduction, and day two we covered a little bit of Excel. Did that. Make sure you check out those two videos. And day one is basically how much data analyst earn, the roadmap. This is a 5 month program, and you should be here by 10 a.m. East African time zone. All right. Make sure you push yourself as I used to do. You only need to attend this class. It's better to have a book with you and a pen, or even if you have a laptop, it's better. If you want to listen, it's okay. You don't want to write, but I prefer you writing down some good points. That will be magnificent. So before we start, can you guys hear me properly? That is something I want to know before we begin. I think you guys were enjoying so much that intro, right? Okay, yesterday we talked about an average if, count if. So let me try to open yesterday's notes. So we go through a little bit because there might be some new people. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This is a 5 month program, and I'll be teaching you how to become a data analyst. So, and I'll take you through Excel, SQL, Power BI, then we go to Python. Then I will tell you how to build a good portfolio. Then I'll teach you and how to get a good template CV. Lastly, how to apply jobs. Then you are there. Then you're good to go after that. And this is one of the best careers in the world, and pays so much. And it doesn't mean that it's an easy career. It means you need to push yourself. It will be challenging some of the time, but if you push yourself with the right mindset, you will make it. Now, let's go back and look at yesterday's notes before we go to our today's program. Yesterday we covered count if those things, so it was basically the starting of our journey yesterday, because day one was about introduction. So day one we didn't do anything at all. It was basically about introduction and the salary and the roadmap. That is what we have done day one. Okay, this is I hope you guys can see that. No, okay. Mm, Yesterday we did introduction to Excel and the Excel interface. All right. So this is what Excel. What is Excel? Excel is a spreadsheet application used to manage data. It organizes information into rows and columns. So the intersections of rows and columns is called a cell. We talked about yesterday what a cell looks like. If you haven't seen that video, make sure you check out that video. Right? We also talked about these ribbon tabs, where worksheet area, formula bar, talked about where you can find name box, workbook, and worksheets. So these are the top part of an Excel where we have the formulas and those tabs to manage our data are found. Okay, so there's nothing much to be honest. When I open Excel, you see. So and let me see. So um, let me open Excel, then we check out all those stuff. So okay, hope you can see. So this is what the ribbon looks like. This white part, all these things, they contain some small informations where we use to manage our data that is found within the worksheet. All right, this is a worksheet. This white part where my cursor is called a worksheet. We have a columns. A column is a horizontal line like this one, and a row is is a vertical line. Sorry, and a row is a horizontal line. Okay, where they meet, let's say this is column D and row 2, they're going to meet at a point here in this small box. So this is what we call a cell. Okay, now and this is we also talked about formula bar. This is a formula bar where now and our expressions are displayed whenever we are writing something in a cell. So our expressions are also displayed in the formula bar. For example, let me write 2 plus 2. If can you just observe the formula bar? Hope you can see the formula bar. Okay. So when you look at the formula bar, it has the expressions. Yeah. So that is what the formula bar is used for. It displays what is in the cell. All right. Now, that is basically what we did yesterday. We also talked about some of the few stuffs here and how to insert data into Excel, right? For example, we have most of the time you see the row one, it's only used for headers, right? So headers, this is used for headers. For example, name, age, and country. Okay, so let's make it bold. Okay, make sure you make it bold because this one is a header, right? It's bold. You see now name. Let's say for example Alice and John, Mike, age. Let's say 25, 22, 23, and country United States of America. mm, Uganda, let's say Uganda, and maybe France. I hope you can see um, what is going on here. We will say that the United States of America is going outside the cell. So how are we going to fix this so that it will fit inside the cell? All right. I said there's two ways of doing it. You can just take this part. You just double click this part, okay? Then there we go. United States of America is inside the cell. There's an alternative way of doing this. So let's go back and see. Right now you see CA is out of the cell, right? So you go to format, you click that small arrow on the right side of format, then you click auto fit column and width. Once you do that, United States of America is inside its own cell. We also talked about um, how to apply borders. So for example, you want to put France borders, right? Let's say you have a company. I mean, you're working for a company and you have an important information in this cell. Maybe this is where they should invest a lot of money in, right? So you go to, so for you to highlight, let's go to this small arrow near the font, then go to borders, then apply the border you want. You have these types of borders. All these are borders, borders, borders. All right. So if you don't want a border, you just click none. Right. So let's say borders. Okay. As you can see now, we have borders. Probably you can't see because and the color. Let's change the color. All right. So um, let's make it yellow. Okay. Okay. There we go. Mm, okay. Small thing. Okay. I think there's something wrong here. So yesterday we did it properly. So let's check out if we can do with the whole column. No, why it's just showing black color. Maybe I should fix it here. All right. Right. Go to the borders. Now let's change the color and see. Let's change. All right. You see here we have a yellow, different color. This is what the border is used for. Okay. This is used for highlighting. But when we go to the next lessons, you'll see that it's not efficient. We have different methods of highlighting our informations. This is what we are going to use most of the time, conditional formatting. Okay. Now, if you want to go back to where you were before, you can just press Control Z on your keyboards. See there, there we go. This France is still in borders, if you can see it properly. Okay. Now, we also talked about um, we talked about how to calculate. For example, let me press here. All right. We also talked about how to we talked about Let me just open a new sheet. So when you want to open a new sheet, you click the plus icon on the lower side of your screen. Then there we go, a new sheet is open. Now you write whatever you want. So I want to show you how to do calculations in an Excel. All right. So let's say these are mm, fruits, um, price, and then quantity, mm, quantity, quantity. That's how it is written. I don't know. Okay, and then the next, what are we going to do? Let's say total, total. Okay. Sorry, spelling error. Total. Okay, now what we said that we should bold our headers. So you have to click it, then go to the bold at the ribbon. So just press it. There we go. Our headers bold right now. Okay, fruits. Give me examples of fruits. Let's say apple. Okay. Okay, banana, banana. Then let's say watermelon, melon. All right. So I said that um, whenever the this outside the cell, your informations are outside the cell, you can just press, you can double tap here at the top part of the column where the columns is indicated. So then, so that it outfits inside the cell, right? So now you see watermelon is inside the cell and properly placed. Okay, let's say price it's $2. This one goes for $4. This one goes to $3. All right. Quantity, let's say the guy who bought apple, he bought three of them. Then this guy bought two of them. This one bought four of them. All right. Now total equals to, now we want to multiply this. So this guy, we want to multiply these two, the price times quantity, for you to get how much he spent, right? So in Excel, this is how we do. You go to the cell name. So before we go on, how do you know how to name a cell? All right, we say we name a cell by first mentioning the column name. So this is column B. Then we go to the row, which number. So we say, for example, this one is B2, is in column B and row 2. So we say B2, all right? Then multiply. So multiplication is shown by the star shaped. So this is indicates a multiplication, all right? Now multiply by C3, C3, all right? Now we have our informations. Just enter and you get your form. Oh, no, no, no. 2 times 3y. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. It should be 2. Okay, enter 6. Okay, once you have completed the first cell, just go down uh, at the bottom right of the cell and then double click. Okay, double click. Wait, there we go. It displays all the informations. It multiplies 4 times 2 8, 3 times 4 12, as you can see. So if you have if you're working with a large data set, you can just only do the first cell, then you double click at the lower part of the cell you have worked on, then the answers are then displayed, right? Those are things we have discussed yesterday, right? We also talked about sum and count. So if you want to add this 2 plus 4 plus 3, you can just say equals to equals to, you say sum, then you open bracket, you mention the range. So from B2 to B4, I want you to add from B2 to B4. So you write B2 to B4, right? Then you close your brackets and then enter. There we go, it has summed our information. So this one is used to calculate maybe the total income, total profit. Those are what we use for the sum, right? Now, and this thing we didn't discuss yesterday, and I told you that we're going to discuss today. Was checked out. So if you haven't checked out, there's no problem. And it is about sum if. So if you know sum if, can you just tell me what it is about before we begin? Okay, sum if sum if okay, sum if is used, as you can see at the lower bottom of my cursor, there is this informations. It helps you understand what you're doing. All right, the range. Let's say we want to calculate want to calculate, for example, so let me show you how this thing is used. By the way, it's not a normal thing. So it is used for calculating departments. So in a company we have different departments, all right? And for example, you have a health department, so you have a HR department, right? Finance department. Those are different departments. If you are an employee, you'll be working on a specific department, so you'll be grouped in a department. So you want to calculate, let's say you want to calculate the total income from finance department, you will use a sum if, all right? And let's say now these are departments. Let's assume our fruits are departments, okay? Our fruits are departments, all right? For example, banana, let's say banana is our HR, this one is HR, this one is finance, this one is health, okay? You can see that departments can be repeated. These are, let's say these are employees, right? You have to indicate something here. Okay, 4 times 4, 16, right? 16, right? Now let's continue now with our work. Sum if equals to sum if then not sum if range. You want it to range, so we want to calculate their total income, alright? So the total income is found in the total. This is where the range is, alright? That is where the range is. Okay, let's try our best if we can do this. We do G from G2 to G5. Say, okay, wait. There's something that I've let me just for a second. There's something I wanna check out because I want to confirm. I usually don't use this in my work, where I don't use it completely, to be honest. I want to confirm this before I use it. It is okay, let me just give me a minute. Okay, we are back, guys. We are back. We are back. Sorry for that. Alright, we are back. Mm, there we go. We are okay, to be honest. I wanted to confirm that. Okay, we are okay. The range, um, the range is this one. Now, what you want to calculate, right? This is the range. So let's say these are departments, then this is the income. So this is what we want, right? So we say from D2, right? D2 to D5, right? That is okay. That is the range. Then you have to put comma. Make sure you follow this. This one will guide you. There's an information that are displayed at the bottom. Make sure you follow them. They will help you. Okay, criteria. Now let's go to bananas, right? Banana. All right. This sum range is optional. You don't even have to start yourself, right? You don't have to confuse yourself, but the sum rate is not important. Let's see if this one runs. Okay. Okay. Boom. Still has some issues. Okay. Okay. Let's try again. Something different, maybe. A2. Sorry for that. To A and A5. Right. Now put comma. Let's put banana. Banana. All right. Then what you are looking for, the sum range, comma. Okay, square brackets. Okay, square bracket. Then the sum range, we're looking for D2, D2 to D8 and D5, right? D5, right now. Let's try this. I'm not sure about this, all right? Okay. Start with a letter or underscore, right? Okay, let's just drop this, man. I don't like using the sum range completely, right? Now, if I close this and enter, still 0. Don't know why, but this thing should give you an answer and anyone with a different idea, because we need to do this, cannot leave it. The strange criterion, the banana, then um, some range, not giving us our answer. Okay, make sure you, let's go back to our notes and see where we can fix our problem, right? So now the note says that, so our notes, go back to our notes. Okay. Where is the sum? All right, this one here, sum if the criteria range, right, as values if a condition is met. Sum if criteria range, criteria, then the sum range. All right. So why it matters, tracks totals by departments, employee type, right? Okay, that's, we talked about that. Then bonus for full-time employees, all right? Now sum if equals to sum if J2 to J878, right? So um, this is a range, all right? So where we want our informations from. So you typed yes, okay. Then there's another information here. Okay, for example, the monthly salary for HR. Okay, and it is used for equals to sum if D2 to D878, then HR. This is what I meant by, say that the departments for HR is looking for the month salary for HR. Okay, E2 to 878. All right. So guys, when you're using SQL, and that is a upcoming lesson, when you're using SQL, this one is pretty much easier, to be honest. SQL, you just talk to SQL and it will give you directly the answer. Alright, sum if from D2 to D878. This is the criteria range. Then the criteria HR. Then he wants the monthly salary. The salary is found in E2 to E878. Okay, now we can go back and check. I think one thing I've missed is this double quotation. Have you guys seen that? This double quotation is much important. So we got 0 because of this double quotation. All right. Let's go and check out our information. I told you guys we can't live without getting that answer, to be honest. This is a full guide. All right, the range A2 A2 to A5. Okay, comma. Then we need to put a double quotation, right? So why do we put a double quotation? That is a question to be answered. So for strings, we put double quotations in Excel. That is a rule to be followed. Okay, it's a rule, you have to follow it. So let's write banana, then check out this, right? Then have to put a comma, then okay, our sum range, we want D2 to D5. Okay, now close your brackets, then close another bracket. Okay, enter. Wow, let's go guys. I hope you can see that. Can you type W in the chat? Finally we worked out. You know, when I work, I don't use this, to be honest. I am someone who uses SQL a lot of time. So, to be honest, even my colleagues don't even use this tool because what we work with very, very huge data. So you don't have time to put this information, right? This one is a time consuming. Imagine now the company wants a lot of information and they give me few time and I keep looking for this kind of formulas. You see, it's okay for beginners usually. So my company, when they hire juniors, so they're given a lot of freedom. You see, they can consult us and we keep guiding them. So there's no issue with that. So for junior data analyst, you will be using Excel most of the time. But for seniors, we use too much these programming languages, right? Guys, don't worry. So it's always step by step. Then you'll also be good at this thing. So if you can see properly, um, why we got 0 is because of, look at the formula bar, guys. Because we didn't put double quotation here. All right, the criteria we didn't put. So what sum if does is that it takes these bananas. I told sorry that I'm sorry for that. I told Excel to calculate the total income from bananas. So it goes to banana 1, which is 8, banana 2, which is 16. So now it adds 8 plus 16. Then it displays the answer as 24. Have you guys understood? Okay, now average. Let's go to average. It also talked about average. Average. Now, if you want to go to average, same as sum, there's nothing different. To be honest, you just do average B2 to B5. Okay, then close bracket, then enter 3.25. That is the average from here to here. So it does, what it does is 2 plus 4 plus 3 plus 4, then divide by 5. Okay, so then it gives you 3.25 equals to average if is same as the it is same as the sum if, so there's no difference at all. Okay, now let's go and check out the criteria range. The range is A2. So I don't want to do this one. Who can help me do this and give me the answer before I display? Just write down your answer in the chat. Or you guys are not in Excel, so it's okay. It's okay. Should I continue, or someone wants to try that wants to give me the answer? Then because I keep doing all the things, so I don't want to do that. You guys understand? Okay. A2 now. The range. Let me just do it. Let me just do it. A2 to I mean A5, right? Sorry for this. I didn't I didn't put full colon. All right. A2 to A5, then comma, then we said we want banana, so double quotation. First of all, banana, and banana, 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 then comma, then the one the average range, this one here. Okay, so we see from D2 25, open bracket first, D2 to 25. Okay, All right, so now let's enter first another, close another bracket, then enter the informations. There we go, 12. So we were to cover that yesterday. I hope you guys see this information. Now, oh my days. Okay, let's continue. Where we left, I think 52 minutes. Yes, we are running to 52 minutes. Okay, we have covered yesterday's work. So today I'm going to start. Yesterday we talked about small thing here. Okay, today let's talk about. Wow, guys! I'm sorry to be honest. I was I wasn't streaming. Oh my days! Oh my days! Oh my days! Oh my days! I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Oh my days! You should have said. Okay, let me. There's no problem. Okay, I was not showing my Excel, right? Damn, I was calculating the whole thing. Then okay, you haven't missed that much. You can do it. So again, sum if. When you look at sum if, we're talking about this sum if. So I tell my Excel to calculate the total income from bananas only. So it will take 8 plus 16. Now that is why my answer is 24. So this is the criteria range. All right, this is the criteria range from here A2 to A5. Then you specify what you want, banana, right? Then this is the sum range. So where we want to calculate either the income, profit from this department, from anything you want to calculate, then that is the sum range, D2 to D5, all right? That's why we got 24. Now average, and average is just the same as the sum. The formula is just the same way. We wrote a sum equals to average B2 to B5. So it adds this 5, this banana apple, watermelon, and banana. Then it divides by 4. Okay, then you get the answer 3.25. That is the work of average. Okay, the another name of average is mean. So this is what people talk about. So your employer might say, go and get me the mean of this, the mean of the income. Go and get me the mean of the income. So you guys, you should not worry about that analysis. To be honest, you see, the questions are given by your employer, seniors. They give you some question, then you work out, you do your analysis, then you bring back your answers. So that's why it's very good. Yeah, I enjoy this work. You might be working from anywhere you want, uh, as long as you have your laptop with you, you can work. All right. So now that is it. Now let's go to average if A2 to A5. This is the range we're supposed to. So when I say average if, I mean that we are looking for the average of bananas, the average income of bananas. So A2 to A5, this is where the criteria range is found. Then you specify the criteria, that is banana. I said banana. Now D2 to D5 is the average range. So the formula is just the same. So there's nothing have changed. So what has changed is that average, the name average and the sum and how they function. Okay. Okay. Now we are going to start our lesson today. Okay, that was what we were doing yesterday. Okay. Um, okay, that is it. I was sorry that I didn't show my screen that time. I was not aware about that. You guys should comment something whenever, because I have to change my cursor, right? You guys should remind me whenever I'm not doing that. Okay. Logical functions. So we have logical functions in Excel. What are logical functions? Right? Logical functions allow Excel to check if certain conditions are true or false and return customized results on those outcomes. These are essential for bonus eligibility, promotion readiness, classification by experience, performance, or employment time. Let me explain to you what this is. For example, the company wants to give promotions, right? So there's a certain condition has to be met for you to get promotion. Maybe you are supposed to work for 10 years. So now for you to find out that the employees who have 10 years experience in that company, then you use these logical functions. We have three of them: if, and or. Okay, I hope we are together up to here. This is you will be using it this a lot of time. Okay, if, and or. These are the three logical functions in Excel. Also SQL are also the same, right? Now, if, so we go ahead and if it turns one value if a condition is true and another if it's false. So this one is used to uh, look for a condition, one condition only. So for example, you are checking, let's say for example, um, let's say you want the CEO wants to give a promotion to some of his employees, and based on the years of experience, those who have 10 years of experience will get promotion. So that is one condition, right? That is one condition. You didn't understand? Oh, who said that? Okay, that is one condition. 10 years experience. So the if, so if you have 10 years experience, then it returns true. All right, so means that that guy is eligible for promotion. If not, then that is false, right? So if logical test, then value if true, the value is false. Okay, so that is what if it is. Example. Now let's go and check example. You'll understand more when I'm doing example and check bonus eligibility. All right, performance. All right. So let's say your employer wants to give a bonus to those employees whose performance are greater or equals to 8, right? So you say if the condition now, logical test, and so let's say the performance is found in column I. So I2. So what we do is we work on what we work on the first cell. Always just work on the first cell, then double click. You remember that what we did? I mean this way. Let me just, I have to show you guys, for example, let me show you what I mean by that. You remember how we did this? All right, we worked on the first cell, then we double clicked. Okay, so what that question is, there's a column I where we have performance. We have performance. Okay, we have performance, right? There's a column I has is named performance. Then where this is where now the the performance of the employees are written down. Maybe 8, some of them are written 7. Employee 2 is written 4. Let's say this one 5, 6. Okay, let's say 8, 9. Let's say 8. Okay, based on my data, who are eligible for bonus? So remember that question, who are eligible for bonus, right? It will be, let's say these are the employee names. Okay, names. You have to do it practical. Okay, names. Okay, let's say Alice. 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 All right. Okay, Mike. Mm-hmm. John. John. Then who else? Guys, you can give me names. Mary. Mary. I don't know what else. Um. All right. Maybe even Face Rugs. That's my favorite YouTuber. Okay. Now, let's say these are the names of employees. Okay. These are the names of employees. These are the performance. Now, the employee says, and this those who have performance greater or equals to age are eligible for bonuses. So this means Mary and Rugs are eligible for bonus. Okay, now let's go back to our question. mm, I have to change my cursor. Okay, all right. Okay, check for bonuses. All right, now you say if I2 is greater than or equals to 8. Okay, eligible, you say eligible. If not, then not eligible. As you can see, this is what I mean by. All right, okay, let's just copy this. And go back to our Excel. Um, let's go back to our Excel. So now you create a new column. Okay, guys, what do you do here? You see the performance is out of the cell. Now this one I have said many times. What do? You can just double click here at the you can just double click. That's good. Okay, eligibility. Let's give our column eligibility. Okay, eligibility. um, okay, now you insert your formula at the formula bar. So you remember our formula. We say that if I2 is equals to or greater than 8, then it is eligible for bonuses. Okay, so if not, then not eligible. Okay, so once we enter, just enter, press enter. Not eligible because this one is 7. Okay, he is not getting bonuses. At least you're not getting bonus. Okay, then you just double click at the lower bottom. Boom, there we go. We have these two that are eligible for bonuses. Have you guys understood? Okay. Before we go, any question? There question, make sure you ask me right now. Is there a question? Do you have a question? Okay. Now let's continue with our work. That's good. And take two notes. Open the notes. Okay. That is for if condition. We say that we have three. We have if, and, or. Okay. And let's go to and and returns true only if all conditions are met. Let's say your CEO is very strict and says that he will only give bonuses to those who have 10 years experiences and have reached a performance greater than 8. Okay, for example, you say this guy, for example here. So when you have two conditions together, meaning that one should meet 8 performance of 8 and experience greater than 10 years. These are two conditions. So we use and. Okay, if it's only one condition, let's say only performance. If you have, let's say, if you have performance greater than 8, then you're getting the job, the promotion. Then that means that you are going to use if. Right? We're going to use if. If is used for one condition, so one logical test. This one and is used for two logical tests. All right. For example, the example here we're given is if, so equals to if, so you have to start with if, right? And, right? If and. Now I2, so I2 greater or equals to 8, so this is the performance. N2 N2 and greater or equals to 10, that is the year of experience, meaning that if someone has 10 years of experience and 8 performance of 8, then it is ready. So always the positive answer begins first, ready. If not, if is not if has not reached the performance of 8 and 10 years of experience, then he's not ready for promotion. Okay, that what basically and is for. Okay, example 2, you have to go to a second example. I hope you have understood that. Advanced contributor, if and and Q5 is greater than equals to 5. So project count is greater than and feedback equals to 3. So advanced contributor. If your project count is greater than 5 and you get a feedback score greater than 3, then that is an advanced contributor, right? Advanced. Then if not, we say standard. I hope you guys have understood the difference between if and. So we cannot use and without if. So that is one thing you should remember. Always our answer will start. Our expressions will start with if, then followed by and if you want, if you are dealing with two logical tests. So open bracket, then type and, then you can put your informations inside that bracket. Okay, that is well and clear. Or now let's move on to or. So or function returns true if any condition is true. You see here the employee was a bit strict, so you have to meet two conditions for you to get promotion. What or means, so if and is replaced with or, okay, here, where is it, okay, here, okay, let's say, yeah, and is replaced with or, it means that if any of the condition is met, then the promotion, you will get promotion. For example, performance of 8 and experience. So if any of them, maybe you have experience greater than 10, you have 10 years of experience, then you get promotion. Then if you have or if you have a performance greater than 8 and you don't have 10 years of experience, you still get promotion. Okay, that is what or is used for. Okay, now let's go to or with it. Or function returns true if any condition is true, used with if, right? Or conditional, uh, uh, condition 1, condition 2, right? Yes or no, right? Let's check the example here. Flexible, work eligible, remote or full time. So if equals to if, so as we said that depending on the any condition you're using, whether you're using if, whether you're using and, or our expression must start with if. You can see that, then followed by or. You are using or and, right? And if you're using an or, so all right, add to is equals to remote, and then um, yes, right? Day two is yes. Yes means that it's a full-time work. Okay, there was some error in this data set where they didn't put full-time, so full-time was indicated yes in that data set. I remember working on that data set, so they named full-time as yes, and remote work was just put remote. um, so it says that if you can do a remote work or full-time work, then you're eligible, you're flexible to work, right? That means you're eligible. Okay, if not, maybe you're not a full-time or remote, you're a part-time worker, then that means you are not eligible for flexible work, right? I think we have understood now these logical functions. We say that we have, let's summarize a recap of what we have learned today. If, talked about if and or as the logical functions, right? It's also in SQL, not only in Excel, by the way. If it's only one condition, and if we are talking about two conditions. Strictly, you have to meet the two conditions, or there's a we have given variety of choices. We can meet either one of the two, then we get the whether it's for eligible or not eligible. Okay, now let's continue. Test text functions in Excel. So we have done the logical functions in Excel. Now we're going to move to text functions in Excel. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. Okay, let's begin our text function. Objective, let's read objective. Learn how to use Excel text function to clean, format, and combine employee-related text. These functions help HR teams improve data consistency, automate reporting, and create identifiers like username or employees. Why text function matters in HR? HR department regularly works with data like names, department job types, and locations. But and data may come from different sources or contain inconsistent spacing issues, casing errors. So text function helps us fill formats, alright, generate structure outputs, IDs, username, and email, standardized reporting dashboards. Okay, there's this thing called cleaning. Cleaning is very important when it comes to data analysis. Depending on the company you work, you'll be given a certain task. So if you are working for a company based in USA, then things are different. So you want to be focusing multiple tasks in one. So there's someone who will be focusing on creating dashboards only, and there's someone who will only focus on cleaning data sets. So for the cleaner, so any errors or his names, right? Missing data. You will use most of the time Excel to clean that. That is true. And you will also use this function to clean your data set. We call it text function. Text function used to clean data. Okay, text function is used data. Let's look at the first one now. Concat function combine text, right? Combines multiple pieces of text into one string. Okay, it combines maybe let's say two names. You have combines multiple into string. Concat text one, text two. When you are creating emails, it is very helpful. Also, when you want to combine two names, it's very helpful. So there's many ways you can use these concat functions. Let's go and check out the examples here we're given. Combine first and last name into full name. Okay, so you say concat, then B2 where the first name is written, that is where our first name is found. We'll do this example practically in a minute right now. Then you put double quotation space. So this space means so the first name this way, then we have the second name. Okay, there should be a space between. So we cannot combine these two names into one string. So that is not how a full name is written, right? There's always a space between, right? Yes. Let's say you have three names. There's a space between them, your name, your father's name, and your grandfather's name. So there's space. There should be spaces. We cannot combine them into one line. That is wrong. That's not how we write a full name. Okay. Make sure I hope you have understood that. Okay. Okay. Now equals to concat means combine. B2, then there should be space between, then C2. Okay, now let's go and check out this in real life. Okay, let me switch to my Excel. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, now let's just switch it to Excel, right? Let's open a new sheet. Just click this, and when you want to name your sheet, you just double click, left click twice, then you can name your sheet. Let's name test, then enter. That's how you name your sheet. Okay, this is concat functions. First name, second name. Okay, second name. Okay, so if it exceeds the cell, what do? You just press up there, or you can do the long way format out of it and column, right? So if that you will use that if your data exceeds the cell, right? The second name, we have second name. Okay, uh, let's use this. Okay, now you see our second name exceeds the cell, so let's go and check out if this thing works really. Okay, there we go, it works. Now combine full name. So we say that we have to make our header bold. So you first select the row, then go to where bold is indicated at the ribbon. There we go. Now let's write some names. And Alice, I like this name, I don't know why. And just give me names. Okay, Mr. Uh, Mission, maybe Fez. All right, and what else can you give me? Jack. All right, second name John. John. Beasts. Rugs. Right. Then fowl. Okay, now this is where now full name is written. So we want to combine these two names and the first name and the second name into full name. I want to see them in one cell. Okay, so what you do is you used concat function. This is the file, the text function under the text function concat, right? Now concatenate a2 a2. You guys can go to the formula bar and write down what you want. Okay, that is what is needed, to be honest. Okay, a2 a2, then comma, then we should put double quotation, then there should be space, then double quotation again. So okay, comma. Okay, then B2, right? Now B2. Now we can close our brackets. Okay, and there we go. As you can see, our full name is written properly. There should be a space. That's why I left. I put double quotation, then there's a space so that our name is written properly. So now go down here, just double click. Look at this magic. Boom, there we go. It displays all the informations. So all we have to do is put our formula at the first cell, then double click. The answer is displayed back. Okay, guys, in a minute there's a noise here. I want to tell people to keep quiet. There we go. I'm back, guys. Now let's continue from where we left. Okay. Mhm. Okay, from where we left. That is how a concat function works. Because to concatenate A2, then there should be space between then B2, right? That's how concat function works. If you're new to this channel, and once again, just hit the like button and subscribe to the channel before we move on. Now let's continue with our work. Mhm, mhm. We have finished the text functions. We talked about the concatenate functions, how it works. So when you want to write the full name, that's how basically we do concat text1 and text2. So here's the example. Equals to concat b2, then there should be space between with double quotation, then c2 there where the second name is found. Okay, lower concat, this what it does, that it writes in lower cases. So if you want to write your information in lower cases, you begin with lower, because in emails we write in lower cases. Okay, and that's how we do it. This is an exercise, so think I should just paste it into the chat. Make sure you do this at your own fit, and then you should forward to me, maybe on Instagram, Twitter, or WhatsApp. Okay. Mm. Okay. Let me forward in a minute. Be forwarding to you guys in a minute. Okay. So control V. Okay, I cannot forward it. It says no. I'm sorry, I cannot forward. Don't know why. Okay, can you do that? Mm-hmm. Okay, do that. Um, I cannot. I can't give you the all information. So it says I'm given a maximum of some words, so I cannot exceed those words. So you can do that on your free time, then send me. Okay. Now let's continue with our work. Okay. Okay. Now let's continue with our work. Boom. So the second functions in the text function, you have left and right functions. Extract characters. Okay. Uh, Left returns the first character. Right text returns the last character. Okay. They're used to build codes or abbreviations. So meaning, let's say John, the first letters, three letters are JH. If you want to form a column that shows the abbreviations of names, okay, we use these left and right functions. Okay, this one is used to abbreviate names or build codes, right, as it is stated here. Abbreviate fields for reports, all right, department's abbreviation, first three letters. Okay, equals to left d2 3. Okay, we can do it practically and see this. Now let's do this. Okay. So abbreviated, I don't know the spelling. Okay, now let's check equals to left. Okay, this is it's found in C2. What I want to do is Alice. Alice has how many letters? ALICEE. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alice has 5 letters, okay? And okay, Alice is found in column A, okay? It has 5 letters. So now what I want to return is three letters, the first 3 letters. So you put comma, then space, just type 3. Okay, then close bracket. Now let's enter and see. You see, Ali gave me the word Ali. So I want what you do is for you to display the rest. Boom. Now, Mr. As you can see, it's already a 3 letters. So it counts full stop as counts dot as a letter. Fuzz, face, fuzz, jack, jack. Okay, that is what it is used for. It is used to abbreviate. Abbreviate means shortening names, right, or build codes. So the right function. So now the right one. So when I press left, this one is left. Okay. What if I press? What if I put? What if I insert right instead of left? Okay. Right. It will give me the last names. Okay. I see the last 3 names. That's what it gives me. I hope you have understood what left and right functions are used for. Okay. Now let's go back to our notes and see what we can do. Mhm. Okay. Let's see what we can do to. We have done the concat functions. We have done left and right functions, len functions, count characters. So len function is used to calculate the number of text. It returns the total number of characters in a string. So we use len, then the text. Okay. Check for data quality of field length. Example length, full names. So len between. Yeah. All right. Okay. Let me show you what this means. Okay. Hmm. Okay. We want to check how many letters are there. The number of letters in John maybe. So John, we have how many letters? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 letters. Okay. Now len. We do len. Then open bracket. So where the name John is found, B2. Okay. Close bracket and enter. 4. As you can see that. So len is used for calculating the number of characters in a cell, right? Now, if you want to display the rest of the informations, you want to click bees, drugs, you want to calculate about, you just double click at the lower button here. Right, there we go. There we go. Okay, let me check here. So let's go back to our notes. Go back to our notes. I hope you're enjoying today's class. Count. So this is a practice exercise. So I'll be pasting into the chat in a minute. So you practice on your own free time. Then once you're done, you can send this to me. Okay. Mm. Okay, let me send it. Mm. The, see, I'm not able to send all the information. I don't know why. Control C, Control C, then drag. Okay, this is the missing values. Okay, boom. You should do on your own free time. That work. Make sure you do it for your own free time. Now we have an open. This is where we were. Make sure you do that work. Guys, you should push yourself. You know, it's a bit overwhelming, but you should push yourself. Okay, trim. Now we have the trim functions. It removes all extra spaces. When there is an extra space, we use to remove trim. Okay, you just say trim, then we put the column where we want to trim. Okay. For example, let us do this trim B2. Trim B2. Let's do that in a minute. Go back to Excel and see this. Okay. For example, let me say here. Okay. Let's just put so many space that way. I want to show you. Okay, we can't even see our second name. So there's two names, Alice and John. Then we can't even see there's too many space. Okay, for us to correct that, you can just so corrected version. Let's just say corrected version. Okay, that way. And make sure you double click if you see your data is exceeding the cell. Make sure you just double click up there. Do that. Now let's say equals to trim. Okay, open that. Now and Alice where it is C2. Close bracket, enter. Boom, as you can see here, that's how it's properly spaced. Okay, that is what we use trim for. So when you are going to work at for a company as a data analyst role, so you'll come across a lot of messy data. So you'll see some of them, some of the names have more than 5 spaces, so you have to clean the data before you analyze it. So trim is used to remove the extra spaces and unwanted spaces, so it will organize for you. That is how it is written. Okay, I think the trim, we're done with trim. So proper the same as trim, but just the same as trim. So and you don't even have to use proper because it does the same function as trim. So trim, if you know how to use trim, go ahead and use trim. You don't need to use proper. Okay, but if you want to use proper, you can also do that. What proper does is for example, names, it knows where the spaces are, but it's just the same thing as trim. So most of data analysts use trim and not proper. Okay, let's do a recap of what we have learned today. Okay, concat, left, right. We talked about len. Okay, len is used for counting characters. So it counts the number of characters. Okay, we said left, right. This one is used to abbreviate names. Concat, we said it creates full names and combines two names, upper and lower case. So when you want to write emails, you want to write in a lower case, then you should first start by the word lower. Okay, trim is used to clean your data properly. If there's extra spaces, it removes for you. Okay, now let's move on to these functions help you maintain. So it tells you what these functions are used for. It's used to clean and readable professional records. Okay, that is what these text functions do. Okay, let's continue now. Date and time functions in Excel. Okay, learn to use built-in data time functions to calculate age. So we use date and time to calculate age. Also calculate the years of experience. So and the hiring date. We also use it to know the hiring date. So the company usually when they want to give a promotion, they usually take the years of experience. So we use date and time functions. Okay. So far we talked about how many functions. We talked about logical functions. We talked about the text functions, and now the third one now is the date and time functions. So if you want to write today, this one will return today's date. Okay, you just go back to, let's go back to our Excel. So okay, and let me I wasn't showing you in the other end, sorry for that. Uh-huh. Mm. I said we have finished. This is the recap of what we have learned today. So I said that proper is not must for you to use. Okay, it does the same work as stream. That was what I was talking about. So you just use stream. So most of data analyst people use stream. Okay, now and this is the recap of what we have learned in text functions. Concat, it is used to combine names. Left and right, it is used to abbreviate names. You saw that with John displayed 3 letters at first. Okay. Len, it is used to count the number of characters. Upper and lower, this one are used for this one are used for formatting. Okay, for cases. If you want to write in uppercase, you first start with upper, then you put your informations. Okay, lowercase, same case here. So it means if you want to write a lowercase, maybe emails are written in lowercase, so you start with lower. Proper, I said this thing is same as trim, so it usually writes the right way of writing. So when we are writing names, we start with capital name J, then H O N, then there should be space, one space, right? Then the second name should start with a capital letter, then a small letters followed. So that is what it means by proper. But as long as you know how to use trim, and you know how to use lower and upper, then you don't need even to use this proper. It is a very rare case, but if you are like you want to save time, maybe you are in a hurry, you can use proper. There's no problem with that. Date and time functions in Excel. So this is where now we have a few things left here. We are going to finish right here. Okay, and date and functions. So we have talked about how many functions. We talked about the text functions. We talked about logical functions. Now we are at date and time functions. So date and time functions are used for uh, calculating the hiring date. So employers usually check and the years of experience when they want to give promotions. So for those who have more than 10 years of experience are given promotions easily. See, now that's how they go and look here through the date and time functions. Okay, let's see the first function here. We have today functions. This one will return today's date. Okay, when you write in Excel equals to today, then um, open bracket, close bracket, then enter, you'll see it returns today's date. Okay, now we can go ahead and try that by ourselves. Okay, now let's try that. Okay, equals to today, then okay, close. Let's see here. Boom. So today is 22nd in my side. I don't know, we are of different time zone, guys. Okay, that is it. So if you want to see today's date, what you do is just type equals to today, then open semi, open bracket, then close bracket. So how do the employers know that you have been in the company for more than 10 years? So what they do is the hiring date, they subtract the today's date minus the hiring date, then that will show you how many years you were there at the company. Then if you are more than 10 years, then they'll give you promotion easily, so you cannot lie to a company. That's why a data analyst is very important, and they are highly paid because of these informations they have. Okay, then they're trusted by the companies. So yeah, now let's continue. Mm. Now let's continue and look at our notes. Okay, use it in information in formulas to compare dates, hiring date, promotion year. Calculate years of service. You see this? You, today's date minus the hiring date. Then it will outplay the years of how many years you are there in a certain company. Okay, but right now we don't have and in our data set we don't have those informations. We cannot subtract. Okay, now let's continue. Some of the things here we don't have, right? So calculate time since last promotion. So this one equals to yesterday. Then here is the where the promotions is found. So the date of promotions. Okay, it's found in column Q. We usually work in an Excel. We use it to work the first row. That's what we use to work on. Then we can just double click after working the first row. Then just double click the lower button of the cell. Then it displays the information right there. Okay, practice. So this one shows the current date. We talked. We said that this one displays how many years since hiring. Okay, we talked about that. And last promotions. Okay, this one also we talked about that. Flags employees with 10 years experience. Yep. I also told you about this. Okay, now we have in date time functions. We have year, month, and day function. These are very important aspects, and you should grasp this because you'll be using day-to-day life as a data analyst. Okay, definitions, year, date. So this one extracts the year. When you put year, this one extracts the year, and month, this one extracts the month. Day, this one extracts the day. So use this extract parts of a date, such as a higher or birth month. Okay, identify. Okay, identify hiring dates by years and okay. Let me show you what I mean by month, day, and functions. Okay, let's go back to our Excel and see how this works. Okay, now here we go. As you can see here in our cell F9, we have the month, which is May, and date we have 22nd, then the year 2025. Okay, now next to it, let's just press equals to. Now we want to extract the year. Okay, year, open bracket, then F9. Let's see if it works. Boom, there we go. You see it extracts the year. When you press the year button, it extracts the year. So just when you look at my formula bar here where my cursor is, let's change the year into month and see what happens. Okay, now it will display 5, I think. Yeah, there we go. This is 5th May. Okay, okay, now let's go to date and see day. Let's change it to day. Make sure you're looking at my cursor at there we go. We are on 20 seconds. So that's how you extract using day, month, and year function. Okay, now let's go back to our notes and see what you are missing out. Okay, um, okay, let's go back to our notes and see what we talked about. So we said the year, month, day, and functions. They're used for extractions of the year, month, and day, as we said. Okay, it's a practice exercise. Let me just paste to the chat. Make sure you do your own free time, and make sure you do your own during your free time, and you can send it to me. Okay, you can send it to me. Mhm. Do that and send it to me during your free time, either through my Gmail or Instagram or WhatsApp, anywhere, and I will look into it. And if you have went somewhere wrong, I will correct you. Okay. Let's go back to our what dated if functions. So this one is used if you have a huge data set, maybe of 9,000 rows. That's the reality. You're going to work with a huge data set. So calculate the difference between two dates, years, months, or days. So dated if. Now we talked about, if you remember the last two lessons, I mean, we even talked about today's lessons about sum if, average if, also how what is called dated if. Okay. Now this one is goes to deeper into dates. Okay. Yeah. Now full year. So instead of writing year, we write the word year or y. Right. We also write m instead of month. Okay. Day means d means day. Right. Yeah, ym just months ignoring the years, right? Same here. So these two is not must, because you can focus on these three. So when you're using dated if, you use y, letter y stands for for year, and m stands for month, d stands for day. Okay, calculate exact employee tenure, full year since hiring date. Okay. Total months is higher. Okay. Okay. So the dated if if we want to calculate the full years of service, you can use dated if. But there is an easier, simpler way we talked about and earlier on. If you remember, the year of service and subtracting the hiring date minus the minus today's date. Yeah. That's how you get. So I can't see it properly. Right, so this is the service here. You can just subtract from today's year and then you get the year of service. Okay, that is basically how dated if is functions, but it is not must to use that, because now people now things are updated. Now you don't need to use dated if. Okay, you use date. That's a simple one to use. Or in SQL is much easier, because you just code there and it will give you all the information. That will cover them in the next few lessons ahead of us, that are ahead of us. So once we reach those lessons, we're gonna cover. Okay. Network days functions. So network days functions calculates working days between two days, excluding the weekends. So we usually don't work weekends, right? So this one subtracts the weekends and gives you the and also holidays. So network days, start date, end date. You see the network date. We say that it gives you what? It gives you the it gives you the working days. Okay, that is Monday to Friday, excluding the weekends. So if you want to calculate something maybe from during the weekdays, then you use network days instead of a normal day function. Okay. um, Day between hire and today, right? So if your employer is very strict and wants to just uh, look on the year of the number of days you worked on, so he might be using he can use network days to get to you how many days you worked, right? So from Monday to Friday, those are the weekdays. Those are the weekdays. Then he might be using that to calculate and give you, based on that, he might give you a promotion, a bonus. Okay. Now let's continue. That is what network does, but it is not used. This is rarely used, so you don't even have to worry about that. Now that is the end of our lesson, today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. It was a very good lesson today. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. um, I was very excited to see you all. Make sure you subscribe. Mm. um, Thank you for watching once again, all of you. I hope you guys are doing well. uh, I hope you're doing well, and play the trailer.
Hiyo ndo secret yangu to a moisturized and bright skin. Try nice and lovely. Welcome to Adapted Mind.